What you got for me? Oh.
You got footage of our suspect. Do you know him?
So here's the thing about films that have been in development for a very long time. They hardly, if ever, turn out the way that they should have. The production behind Gareth Evans' Havoc is by this point pretty well known. Evans, of course, is the action maestro who created The Raid and its even better sequel, so there was much reason to be excited about this one. But it finished filming around 2021, and it's been going through re-edits and reshoots ever since. It's been produced by Netflix with an eye towards just kind of making a mindless action movie, but it still feels not exactly enough. It stars Tom Hardy as Walker, a homicide cop in an unnamed city called in to investigate when a bunch of Japanese triads are killed in a bloodbath. Turns out the son of the mayor, played by Forrest Whitaker, may have something to do with it, and the mayor blackmails Walker into finding him before the triads do. This leads to a lot of brutal, bloody action, something that Evans seems to constantly be trying to top in every scene. He has a style here that's unmistakable, whether it's the pulp comic book look of the city, the slow-mo 180-degree panning shots, or the kineticism and gritty action scenes that usually lead to gruesome deaths. Gives us stabbings, slammings, and so many bullets pumped into people's bodies that at a certain point I think it becomes a bit of a miscalculation. The film begins to resemble a violent video game where we really don't care who is getting shot, and someone should tell Evans there really is no point to so many execution style killings. They aren't thrilling, and they just push the limit of good taste. I mean, much of it just feels like blood for blood's sake. I'd rather watch more fight choreography from Evans, who again takes those to extremes here, yet those aren't nearly as many because the film seems more interested in guns. It also doesn't really seem all that interested in story or character. Why so many directors today mistake clutter for compelling plot points, I'll never really understand. There is so much more here about corrupt cops, double-dealing triad leaders, dirty politicians, a son who has to be found, a girl who has to be found, and then there's the killing of an undercover cop, which is shown in flashback and then never shown again. But much of this only really serves to hang the many action set pieces on, but it still feels like Evans may have wanted this to actually be a story in the first place. The film has come out to be about an hour and 45 minutes, reportedly cut down from 2.5 hours, and one can't help but get the feeling there may have been a little more sense in those 45 minutes to the carnage. Maybe some character too. Good actors like Timothy Oliphant, Whitaker, and Luis Guzman look more like they're here to follow through on stage directions than to give the people they're playing an ounce of depth. Hardy comes off best, but as what looks like another grizzled, irritable, hard-drinking reprobate working for equally unprincipled people. Hardy occasionally gets to play this jerk with asshole humor, but as the film goes on, it seems like the film kind of loses track of what he's thinking and what we're supposed to think of him, and he just kind of falls by the wayside. In the end, the film seems to come off more like that kind of hyper-stylized fluff that most Netflix films kind of come off being. It's enough to dazzle the eye sometimes, but it's still a letdown. But most of the interesting questions about this film are undoubtedly going to be about the stuff that happened behind the scenes. Is this the movie Evans wanted to make, or is it the movie that Netflix wanted him to produce? I think it's more towards the later. That's why I'm going see, guys. But that's my opinion. Love to hear yours. Let me know down below there. Also, if you could, click that like button, click that subscribe button, and I do hope to see you back next time. I thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.